episode we have for you guys today. D23 just happened. New trailer for Ahsoka drop. A teaser, more or less, for Starfighter is out there in the ether. Plus more stuff with D23 and Marvel, all that stuff. Plus the final 4 episodes of the Ninth Jedi. We'll talk about them. So if you guys are ready, I'm not ready. Let's talk Star Wars and start the transmission.
Rebellions are built on hope.
And welcome to another episode of Ready Rebel on a Star Wars podcast. I'm your host, Alberto Calderon, and thank you for joining us on this Star Wars Saturday as we talk all things Star Wars. Thank you for being here with me today. Our co-host Oti, he might join us in a couple of minutes. He might not. Dealing with some issues with his dog. Something came up. Hopefully he will join us later today. I'm not sure if he will, but if he does, then we'll go back and talk about those fun things that are Star Wars that have been happening this week. But thank you guys for being here. I'm here. You guys are here. That's what matters. So let's talk Star Wars today. How are you guys doing? Hopefully everyone's okay. Everyone's kind of calmed down a little bit after last night. This was, I think, 10 p.m. Eastern here on the East Coast. All the news dropped, or most of them, for Star Wars on D23. We got some Ahsoka Season 2 costumes. Some concept art started kind of being posted out there. So the news was coming in, trickling in little by little, and then the big drops later during the night. We'll get to those in a couple of minutes, but thank you to everyone that's watching us today. If you're watching live, thank you for being here. Make sure you give us your comments on the chat, what you thought about all those reveals, and of course the Ninth Jedi we'll be talking about today. Like this video, thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes when they drop. And if you're listening to the audio podcast, thank you as always, and leave us a 5-star rating and review if you can. I think I mentioned last week I took a little break from reading the second book on the Reign of the Empire trilogy. Again, thanks to the good people of Penguin Random House Worlds for sending that over. We'll get that review later at the end of this month. Actually, September is when the embargo drops. But I finished listening to the unabridged audiobook of Cloak of Deception by James Luceno. Just happens right before the Phantom Menace and the sequel trilogy, and the prequel trilogy kind of kicks in. A great book. My review's up on the website. You guys can check that out. Real quick, if basically a couple of months before the Phantom Menace, Palpatine as a senator, moving the chess pieces inside the Senate, making Orn Free Ta a player, kind of pushing Valorum over the edge in terms of people starting to lose confidence in him, some scandals here and there, and then Sidious also moving the chessboards for the Trade Federation to get more that droid army build, or the taxation or the free trade routes, everything that comes up in the Croft on the Phantom Menace, that when it came up, really taxation and taxes, that's gonna a blockade, it's all there. So all the building blocks for what becomes Phantom Menace is there, apart from, of course, Darth Maul. And there's some other stuff, most of it actually is with, or at least half of it with the Jedi, mainly Qui-Gon Jinn and Kenobi, and this Nebula Front, which is this extremist faction, or an extremist faction inside the Nebula Front that were going against the Trade Federation and their kind of monopoly over the 3 free trade zones and what that meant for those planets. So all that comes into play. So a great book out there. James Luceno, as always. Jonathan Davis, I believe, is the narrator. He does a great job. His voice for Kenobi and Qui-Gon, especially Palpatine and Sidious, is great. So if you guys haven't checked that out, or you want a new audiobook to listen, this just came out this past week. So I highly recommend Cloak of Deception. Give that a try if you guys can. All right, so with that said, I think let's do it if you guys are ready. I already said it, but let's talk Star Wars. And there's some Star Wars news. Let me see if I can find. I can't even. It's been a while, so I don't have my audio ready. But let's talk Star Wars news.
Star Wars news.
Star Wars news, and we're gonna keep it easy. Reveals from D23. So the big showcase that covers everything Disney happened this past week. I think it started on Thursday, still going today, if I'm not mistaken. But what we pay attention to, the Star Wars panels, or the big showcase, I should say, and Lucasfilm stuff happened yesterday, mainly closer to nighttime. So I didn't get to see most of it as it dropped. I watched most of it this morning. But the big one, we've been waiting for it, is the trailer for Ahsoka Season 2. We know that Ahsoka got pushed back. We thought it was coming out late 2026. It got pushed back to early 2027. Now we have a date. It's January 20th of 2027. So early on in the year, we'll be able to watch the Season 2 of Ahsoka. And like I mentioned a little bit before, before the trailer dropped, the costumes were out there. The Clone Wars Anakin's coat was there. Ahsoka's kind of big overcoat also there. The new Grand Admiral Thrawn, a Night Sister. So all the speculation started coming. How many flashbacks are we getting? Anakin, of course, in the Numbara, whatever is that snow planet there with that big coat during the Clone Wars, which is what a lot of people want, those Clone Wars flashback. Mostly, maybe there's another season we'll get the Clone Wars armor, Anakin and Obi-Wan that I know a lot of people want to see. But right now it seems that we were going that route. And then I don't know why, I didn't think we were getting an actual trailer, at least released to all of us, not just other people at D23. So a trailer dropped. And as you know, we're going to watch it right now, and then we'll talk about it. So let me get this set up. The trailer for Ahsoka Season 2. Also, it's not a teaser. It's a pretty long trailer. So I think it got people hyped. So I'm going to say that I think everyone's hyped for what they saw. So let's go ahead and watch that trailer for Season 2 of Ahsoka.
Tell me, Ahsoka. What troubles you?
So this fall, is being controlled by Night Sisters, which have a lot to do this season. Just a new kind of nunchuck lightsaber, maybe.
By your side.
Force Ghost Anakin, you gotta love him.
Empire, I have returned. I took an oath to protect the Empire.
For wondering, he's not wasting time. He's here and he's like, yeah, I'm back. I got all these Star Destroyers, and we're going at it. He brought some Night Sisters with him.
I had a vision. What did you see? More.
Oh, there you are. Oh, man. Space battles.
More and
Roll
more
One
danger
space
than I
battle. Sabina and Ahsoka going on a mission. There he is. Balin Skull.
One that could end wars.
Moitis. This is why everyone thinks they're going to Moitis. Oh, the hug. He finally hugged
A long
someone
time ago, I walked away
in
from
this
the Jedi.
galaxy.
This is your trial, Ahsoka. Take your time to decide.
Why?
Are you a Jedi
I don't know how I feel about that, but okay.
or not?
Are you a Jedi or not? Trying to decide for 30 years. So. All right, so again, great trailer. I think puts everyone in that mindset of Ahsoka. Can't really wait for it to come out. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm having some issues here. Exit full screen. There we go. Thank you. All right, so what do you guys think about that trailer? It showed a lot. Kind of puts us, it's not just a vibe trailer. Usually that first trailer that we get is just image. Oh, cool stuff. Kind of know a little bit now what's happening. Thrawn's back, dealing with his stuff. We'll go into it, but let's start with Anakin and Ahsoka. That's kind of the big push. And I should say, oh, no, in a minute. So we got the Clone Wars flashback that a lot of people have been waiting for. We got a little taste of it during the first season of Ahsoka. I'm not surprised that we're getting it again. I think we had like two different versions or two different flashback. I think they showed us there. Mainly is that one in the snow planet battling this. It's got a new type of lightsaber, kind of with two handles and a blade in the middle. I think that might become kind of flexible or nunchucky like. Um, he's got those black kind of paint marks around his eyes. I don't know if this some type of Dathomorian witch takeover of this character. Maybe he was a Jedi. We'll find that out. But hey, more Clone Wars, more hidden creatures, and we'll take it. To an extent, I don't want this to just become the Anakin and Ahsoka kind of buddy team of going back to everything that happened during the Clone Wars. He's there as a Force Ghost. I'm always by your side. I know a lot of people are making fun of it online in terms of, oh, Anakin always showing up to Ahsoka instead of to his kids, not to Leia, not to Luke. Again, it's fun to make those kind of jokes here and there, but I did have kind of a few reservations in terms of why we're kind of always we're used to Force Ghosts showing up when our hero or that character really needs them. Like, it's not there every step of the way. It's always when they need them, that's when they'll show up, give them some wisdom, and then okay, I'll see you maybe never in the next 10 years. So it can be a little bit jarring, or I can understand why some fans are like, why does he Force Ghost Anakin keep showing up for Ahsoka? Especially, I'm always walking by your side. And I think that's not a literal sense that he's always there, always watching. It's like his teachings, his spirit are always with her. She doesn't need to kind of need his physical presence there. I think it's just a way it plays in the trailer. People might take it kind of out of context. I think it's just in general sense, I'm always walking by your side. Something very similar that happens in one of our Doctor Who episodes. I won't go into it. And then one thing I like this, you got to decide, are you a Jedi or not? Again, we've been dealing with this for 30 years now that she walked away from the Jedi Order. I thought by Rebels she had already kind of come back to the Order there, even though I believe she does say, I'm not a Jedi, kind of fighting the Inquisitors. And correct me if I'm wrong, might be very wrong, but wasn't it part of that when in season 1 of Ahsoka, when Anakin shows up and they had, this is my final teaching, the final thing I have to teach her? I thought at that point it's kind of, okay, she's back being a Jedi, so kind of harking on it again, are you a Jedi or not? I thought we were past that. I thought that she thought of herself as a Jedi, not just following Jedi teachings. So I don't know why we keep repeating those beats, but I'll let the show kind of inform that. I love season 1 of Ahsoka. Some of my kind of grievances were mostly with toward the final 2 episodes, that depiction of some of the battles kind of took me out of it a little bit. But the story itself was great, and everything with Anakin was great, which I was kind of a little dreadful at the beginning. So everything with him and Ahsoka in season 1 was great. So even though now the trailer have all these kind of different questions of why does this keep happening, I trust it. I think it's gonna play well when the show comes out. All the mysticism behind him, Baylan and Shin Hati are searching for a power that can end wars. This kind of goes to what he was saying in season 1 when he's fighting Ahsoka, in terms of Jedi, Sith, light side, dark side. These are kind of, I don't care about those. There's something greater out there than searching for, which of course going then with the Mortis statues that show up, everyone's kind of zeroing in on, okay, this is gonna continuation of the Mortis arc of the father, son, and the daughter. Is that where this is going? Maybe. Again, all the mysticism is great, so we'll see how that plays. And then we see that Ahsoka and Sabine are kind of following a similar path, even though the only shots we get with Baylan are they're just in this big snowstorm. Sabine and Ahsoka are more of a kind of a field, mountainous, more Lord of the Rings type journey. So maybe they're going to the same place, just through 2 different paths, which is very Star Wars if you want to take the visuals and then put into actually what the story means. So all that was great. So I can't wait to see where that goes. Got me hyped. The visuals look great, look cinematic, so that got me very excited. Let's talk about Thrawn. I cannot mention it. I finally got my Thrawn Funko Pop thanks to my neighbor. He was giving a lot of them out. I got a bunch of stuff down there. I'll show them later. If you follow on Instagram, you might have seen them. But Thrawn is back, and like I mentioned during the trailer watch along, it's not wasting time. It's like made a promise to the Empire. Everyone out there, come. We're here. We're declaring war on the Rebel Alliance. I don't know why he doesn't refer to them as the New Republic, because I think this is 5 or 6 years after the fall of the Empire. The New Republic is the ruling government, so I would have preferred just to make that connection. I declare war against the New Republic, but it could be because one, either he doesn't recognize them, the Empire is still around, so he thinks of them as Rebel Alliance, or two, he doesn't know. He's been out on Peridia for I don't know how many years on that other galaxy, just came back. He sees them as the Rebel Alliance, not the New Republic. So that's nitpicking, nothing major there. The space battle. Space battles look great. If this is going to be the end, like the final episode, maybe. As we know, Star Wars love putting those space battles intertwined with lightsaber battles at the same time, going back and forth between two different action scenes, action setups. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is towards the end of the series. But it looks great from both sides. Big battles, big armies, showing that there is an actual conflict out there. And if this leads, as always, then to whatever happens with the Filoni movie, that's become a separate TV show, bridging everything together. But my bridge going to a sequel trilogy and First Order, why they have all those ships by the end of The Rise of Skywalker. And even before then, when in the Phantom Menace, they already had a bunch of TIE fighters and their Star Destroyers and stuff. So here we can start seeing all that build up. So I'm really interested to see where that goes. The Night Sisters seem to have a big push here. I'm guessing there's not a lot of stormtroopers around, just all the dead ones that he brought with him. Even though he left, I believe the Night Sisters often that on Peridia or someone I can't remember exactly. I think they did come. The one that died was, just forgot her name, I'm sorry. But Night Sisters are going to be there. They infiltrate a New Republic cruiser, killing everyone. We see a shot of Ezra fighting Enoch. That's going to be awesome. Seb is there. Reuniting with Ezra is going to be cool. Chopper. So yeah, very excited for this. Shin Hati versus Hu Yang. This is one of those concept art that, I don't want to say, kind of leaked, but people saw before it was officially revealed. I'll be honest, I don't know how I feel about Hu Yan having 4 arms, doing the General Grievous. I understand he's a lightsaber. I don't know if he's a lightsaber teacher, but he knows a lot about lightsabers, lightsaber combat. So it does make sense that he has that program in him and can be a great lightsaber fighter. I prefer him as just this kind of walking library of lightsaber and just galactic knowledge, because he has been there since the beginning. So we'll see. Again, I'll give it a break and see how it plays out when it's revealed. So, like I mentioned, some outfits and concept art also were revealed during D23, and then the release date of January 20th, 2027. So start counting, whatever that is, 6 months from now or 5 months from now, we'll get Ahsoka Season 2. So great surprise. Also, I didn't expect a full trailer, so I'm very happy with what we got for Ahsoka Season 2. And talking about General Grievous, and a bold one is here. Dale Skywalker. Hello there. You are a bold one, General Dale Skywalker. Thanks for being here, Dale. Did you get a chance to watch the Ahsoka Season 2 trailer? If so, let us know what you thought, Dale, and anyone else that might be watching. Your thoughts on that Ahsoka Season 2 trailer, which was a surprise. I'm happy. I'm happy for it. I've been waiting for Ahsoka Season 2 to get back, so can't wait for January. And right after January, we get something else, and it's Starfighter. And can't believe we got a teaser. This was the one that, we're not getting anything Starfighter, maybe a poster, at most. I have no idea what we're getting. A teaser was shown. It made the rounds through social media from yesterday till about 4 in the afternoon today. I have it. I was going to show it because it hadn't been taken down from anywhere, but it's starting to be taken down from a lot of places. So I don't want to put it up and then have this video be copyrighted or something. But if you go to some of my socials, you might see it. You might see it. Just DM me and I'll send it to you. So Starfighter teaser is there. I'll just try to remember. The kid kind of walks in, takes a cover off this ship, which is Starfighter. He asks, I mean, Ryan Gosling walks in. We find out that the name of his character is Cade Aburon. Cade with a K, not with a C, so it's not Cade Skywalker. Walks in, tells him, hey, I told you not to touch anything. Oh, what's this? The fastest starfighter ever built. The kid says, never heard of it. There's a reason for it. And then this was a vibe trailer. After that, I don't think there's no more audio, no more voices. No one else says anything during the trailer. We see them in this water skiff, which we see in the pictures, one of the first pictures that came out. They're in this water planet, kind of going through it. Some starfighter shots, ships kind of flying here and there. And then at the end, we get the shot of him kind of running to the ship, getting on, very solo, get me Han Solo vibes. And then him kind of taking a weird turn, maybe through a black hole or something. So this was maybe like a 40-second teaser. We might get this, I'll say, well, maybe October, we might get something. I think that full trailer, we'll get it for around the time that Avengers Doomsday comes out. So that's late in December 18th. So I think at that point, we'll get the first official trailer or long teaser. And then now that the Super Bowl is going to be on ABC next year, during the Super Bowl, we'll probably get that second final trailer. We might get like a 40-second trailer, and then, for the full trailer online now, I think that'll be for the Super Bowl. We might get, again, during Doomsday, I'm sure we'll get a full trailer. We might get a teaser before then. That might be what we just saw. So some of the things we learned, Ryan Gosling said, Cade is a guy from the wrong side of the galaxy whose fate is intertwined with the fastest starfighter ever built. And then on StarWars.com, they have a long article about it. And then it also says there, in Starfighter, when a cynical rogue is confronted by his mysterious past, he is hurled into a dangerous adventure across the galaxy that puts him on a crash course with destiny. So I think most of the rumors, and I'll go with them, is that this kid that I believe it's his nephew, is probably force sensitive, and he needs to take him somewhere, most likely, hopefully, to raise New Jedi Academy. So I think that this guy who's from wrong side of the galaxy, mysterious past, and now has to it's a venture, crash course with destiny. I think he used to be an Imperial. I think he's from the Imperial side, probably a TIE fighter pilot or something. This fastest starfighter ever built, probably a prototype for the Empire that didn't pass muster, didn't make it. He crashed 3 of them and has the only one left. So I think that's why that ship is covered. He's kind of on the wrong side. So I think he used to be from an Imperial and now needs to ferry a possible Jedi across the galaxy. That kind of puts those things kind of fighting against each other. Hopefully not, maybe his family or something let's say he got killed by the Jedi and then he has to deal with it. But I think it's mostly he's probably an ex-Imperial and now has to ferry this force-sensitive kid across the galaxy to a Jedi Academy. I think that's cool. We haven't seen that in terms of this Imperial helping a rebel, quote unquote. So very excited for Starfighter. I love what we saw so far. This teaser that kind of making its rounds around the internet is, again, a very potato camera, nothing official. It's someone recording from the seat 20 feet high or 20 rows back, recording the screen. So it's not the best quality, but you can make out what's happening. It's one of the better potato cameras out there. So Starfighter teaser was great. Gets me hyped for next year. Ryan Gosling is a star, so we'll get butts in seat. Hoping that this movie makes bang so we can keep getting more Star Wars stuff quicker and that type of quality. So we'll see. So Ahsoka season 2 trailer was awesome for D23. Puts us right there of the Jedi and everything that's happening. Plus, Thrawn looks great. His army looks menacing. And we'll see how Hera, um, Seb, and now with Ezra back, how they deal with everything that's happened. So can't wait to see how that goes. All right, let me take a little break. Let's go now to what was going to originally be our main topic for today. That's the Ninth Jedi episodes 5 through 8. Star Wars Visions presents the Ninth Jedi. We talked about those first 4 episodes last week. So let's talk about the final 4. I'm sorry if I'll go through this a little bit faster than I hoped for, just because we took a little bit of time to talk about all that D23 goodness out there, but we had to. Keep going with all that. But let's talk about the Ninth Jedi for a little bit. The names of the titles for those episodes were The Storm of Violence, Light of the Force, The Jedi Strike Back, and The Ninth Jedi. Great titles. So let's start up with, kind of how we're set up from the previous episodes that we talked about. I mentioned last week that I think doing our review or our chat of those first four episodes first was great, because it kind of has a beginning and an end, and then we can go to talk about the final 4. So time has passed from this battle on Bivin, where we saw our heroes last. The Jedi that are left, they're in hiding. They're fighting this kind of guerrilla warfare, kind of like the rebels, right? They're hiding, striking where they can, trying to get new help, people to help them on this battle against Nawaam, Shima. I forgot already. Shima, that last we saw him was about to battle Geno, this kind of dark side or Sith. They fight, beats the crap out of him, cuts his mechanical arm, leaves him for dead, slices his eye open, uses the force to crush him. He's done for. He's dead. He's down for the count. Shima is riding a giant lizard like he's Kenobi in episode 3. So that was very cool. And then his daughter, La Cara, she's missing. She's not with the group after her failed battle with Nawaam. When she learned what her dad had done, she kind of loses it, and just her lightsaber turns red and she goes. She's out there. We don't know where she is. So let's talk a little bit about La Cara and her journey. She's in exile, basically, in this world, living among native creatures that they live in huts. It's not a rock planet, it's not Acto, but very similar to Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. Like, I don't want to say turn her back from the Jedi, but kind of a little bit. Like, she's trying to just live a simple life, helping those little kids and those native creatures kind of live in harmony with the world. But it's not that easy. The Jedi hunters arrive on the planet. They start burning everything. They bomb the village. They take people hostage. So she runs over to them, to all the ships that are there. She's still letting that anger dominate her. She's wrecking shop when she goes into the ship. There's a general inside, not the Jedi hunter, or some other guy there. She's like killing everyone. Again, letting that anger still dominate her. The whole room turns red when she walks in right before she kills the general. Lightsaber still red, especially when she returns to camp. The lightsaber is red, so those native creatures, sorry, I don't think they say the name of the creatures. They probably say the name of the planet she's at, but I can't remember. So they're scared. They're chasing her also, because I think they try to defend themselves, and they see her like this, so they're chasing her around. But when she gets back to the camp, she sees that the Jedi hunters are taking the rest of the villagers captives. So now this negotiation, let them go. I'll go with you. But then it's Kara against the Jedi hunters. And they have this talk about light side, dark side, justice. And one of the hunters says, "How many have you killed in the name of justice?" And then discussing the difference between the Jedi and the Sith, when she's talking about, oh, the Jedi are selfish and all that. He said, it doesn't matter. Power is power. You're either strong or you're weak. Again, she's still feeling all this anger. But this is when the Force Ghost of Juro, that's just like we talked about with Ahsoka and Anakin kind of showing up over and over. And what the Force Ghosts usually show up is when our heroes need help. And this is when the Force Ghost of Juro shows up when Kara is doubting herself. Is she turning to the dark side? Her lightsaber has turned red. She doesn't know where she's at. And he kind of goes into, hey, the lightsabers that your father forged. It's not good side, bad side. They change depending on the user's emotions. And red means anger, hate, fear. You just need to focus that kind of out of it. So as long as you don't let those emotions control you, then you're in the right path. You won't succumb to the dark side. So it's a little bit different of what we know about Star Wars. Once you fall to the dark side, forever will consume your destiny. If you go back in terms of time in Star Wars, the High Republic, there's a bunch of great quotes which is falling to the dark side is a constant. It's not a one and done. Hey, I did an evil thing, so I'm already on the dark side. No, it's a constant choosing the dark over and over. Kind of leads you to the dark side and becoming a Sith. So here, it's kind of the same sentiment. As long as you don't, right now you're angry, you're letting that hate and fear control you. So those emotions are expressed on your lightsaber. Don't let them control you. Don't let them consume you. You won't fall to the dark side. That's then her lightsaber switches back. At one point, it's silver. And then at the end, we'll talk about that in a minute. But after she has that conversation with Juro, she's fighting one of the hunters. She's using her anger. She's losing. She hears the voice of Juro kind of trusting the Force, basically. She calms herself down, blocks the shots very easy, and then the lightsaber turns silver, similar to what Nawaam did a couple episodes before, and what her dad Lashima, what his lightsaber has been doing. So now we have the main three characters have the same type of lightsaber, kind of this state of nothingness that supposedly that means. So she kills one of the hunters, doesn't kill the other, lets him live for now. Says, hey, I let you live. You owe me your life. You owe me a debt. Follow me. Join me in my cause against Nawaam. I said, yeah, whatever. I don't want to die here, and I don't want to. I'm a bounty hunter, basically. So she gives him a lightsaber, and when he turns it on, it's blue. It's not red. It's not purple. So there's goodness inside this guy. I love the Jedi hunters in this series, especially this guy. The design is great, but I love that character also. At the end of episode 4, we saw that before Margrave dies, he gave her this kind of wrap package, and inside there's a bunch of lightsabers. So that's why she grabs one from there and gives it to the Jedi Hunter, and then later on she does something else with one of the others. So Nawaam is growing influence across the galaxy. Everyone's scared of him. He's destroying mechs everywhere that he goes. He kind of reiterates that he's not a Sith. He wants to use his power to stop the wars. Again, very similar. Not has the same idea, I guess, that Baylan Skoll, looking for this power to stop all wars. He wants to use his power to stop the war. Which even if you go back when Anakin, I guess at this point, Darth Vader tells Padme, hey, I can overthrow the Emperor, make the galaxy where we want it to be, end the war. So they kind of have the same idea, but of course the path that they take is not the best path for it. So they're figuring out that using a bunch of small kyber crystals to create this big cannon, which was unstable. They needed Shima to kind of help them control it. Wasn't the way to go. they needed one big ass kyber crystal, and they knew that there was one in High Island, which is this planet or this big asteroid where we first meet everyone in season one of Visions. That's where there's a big kyber crystal there. So he goes, "Hey, I need this. Let's go to High Island. Let's get that." So basically, I need a big kyber crystal for a big weapon. So it's kind of continuing that Death Star kind of joke. You got Death Star 1, didn't work out. You build Death Star 2, which is bigger with a functioning weapon. Then you have Starkiller Base. Hey, it's bigger. There's always a way to destroy those things. So now let's just use a bigger kyber crystal so we can destroy people a little bit easier. So it kind of follows the same thing. We talked last week about the design of the ships and just the designs in general. The design of Nawaam's capital ship is great. It's big TIE fighter almost looking. It's similar, I guess. I keep comparing now things to Ahsoka, but in season one, I think we see it also in season two. Thrawn's Star Destroyer has this big ring. I forgot the name of it. So it's similar, but it's more kind of pentagonal almost, or yeah, kind of almost like a pentagon, and the ship in there. But the design of his capital ship was awesome. So we find out that Geno survived, but he's more machine than man. He's basically, Grievous at this point. I think he also only has an eye left. Everything else is machine. He's wearing this big oversized coat with some big pants, which makes sense for this show, the way the design of the show and the aesthetic of the show. It's just funny as always to see droids wearing all the excessive clothes that they really don't need. That's pretty funny to see. Eye of Zion. Thank you, Dale. The Eye of Zion, which is one of my favorite visuals from Ahsoka season 1, when they get into this galaxy and they going into Dathomir, right, on this red planet, and the Eye of Zion is there. But yeah, I'm going to watch it again. Before season 2 comes out, I'll rewatch Ahsoka. Well, thank you, Dale, with the Eye of Zion. So Geno survived. He's a big machine. He's like, we gotta kill everyone. What are we doing? Let's just start firing. And now on, it's like, no, we're not gonna kill on this discriminately. We gotta pick our. They're into the like Geno is a full-on Sith. Now on, we're still trying to figure out what he is. So everyone's preparing for the final battle. Ethan gets reunited. I'm gonna say there's some great Star Wars names on this show: Lashima, Kara, Nawaam, Geno. What was the Margrave Juro? All those great names. And Ethan. Hey, everyone, we have Ethan over here. Like, give me a better name. But Ethan is reunited with everyone else, with the other Jedi. He has been searching for other rebels to join the fight, join the cause against Nawaam. So they arrive on High Island before Nawaam and his forces arrive. Shima is already there because he knew they were going there. Lady Tafla shows up with the army of her place. The Bivin Defense Fleet shows Don Bai, which we haven't seen since episode 2, I think. He's there with a couple of ships. So very Rise of Skywalker. Everyone's coming to help. I think we mentioned this last week. It's the power of friendship, right? Everyone's coming to help. We gotta stop Nawaam. We're gonna make our stand here on High Island and protect the Kyber crystal so he can take and get this big ass cannon working out there. So Kara arrives. We have the reunion with all her friends, with her dad. She returns the lightsaber to her dad, gives the final one to Lady Tafla, which is kind of weird. I might be forgetting. I don't remember that they mentioned that she was part of the Jedi before. She was in Bivin when everything went down, when the Jedi Order was there. But I don't think there was a mention that she was either Force sensitive or a Jedi. So I don't understand through those lenses why she gave Lady Tafla a lightsaber. But I do know that Margrave Juro had told either Nawaam or Kara. Like, I'm looking for people that I'm not just looking for Jedi or people strong in the Force. I'm looking for people that want to help us fight, people that want to do good, want to protect others. So maybe she was following those kind of teachings or those footsteps, and that's why she gave Lady Tafla a lightsaber. So we have the space battle. We just talked about the space battle in the trailer for Ahsoka Season 2, looking great, looking like something we've been waiting for a while. People are comparing to Rogue One, to Revenge of the Sith, the beginning of it, to to Return of the Jedi, and it looks great. And then we get another great space battle here in animation in Visions in the final episode. It's awesome looking. The ship designs is great. All the blaster fire. That's one of the great things about animation. You can just go balls to the wall basically, and just seeing all those ship and all those laser blasts going by the asteroid ship, kind of defending against this big kind of gun turret looking army from now on. So it's a great visual. They start crashing those asteroid ships against now one's control ship, trying to get it to not bring the crystal in. But of course, they can. They put the tractor beam, get the kyber crystal, they bring it to the ship. So everyone else goes to try to stop the crystal from getting connected to the cannon. They go to destroy the cannon. Lashima stays behind because he has to fight Nawan. Well, he stays behind because he needs to protect the crystal. The others leave to try to destroy the cannon. But in between, they're able to get the crystal. But Kara senses her dad is going to need help, so she comes back. So everyone else goes to try to destroy the cannon. They start hitting that kyber crystal with everything. They're shooting at it. They're trying to slice it with the lightsaber. Nothing happens. But then they start hitting it with the hilt of their lightsabers, and it starts cracking. But then a bunch of energy just dissipates from the kyber crystal, and it shoots up and kind of cuts through the planet's rings. Another great visual, but it's like we can't stop this thing. So we have that going on. All right, so let's talk about the final battle, and this the light side versus the dark side, basically. So, like I mentioned, Lashima stay behind to try to protect the crystal, but once they take the crystal, Geno and Nawan come to kind of deal with it. So Shima and Geno go at it, round 2 for them. Geno again, General Grievous type, has the 4 arms with lightsabers, blasters, a bunch of weapons. It's no match. It's no match for Shima. Gets destroyed. Okay, bye. I'm sorry, Kara, Ethan, all the Jedi come back. The rest, the Bivin people, Lady Tafla, and Donbai stay kind of in the space battle, but all the Jedi return. They're fighting this giant scorpion droid, very similar to the one in Book of Boba Fett, when Boba Fett and Din Djarin are fighting on Tatooine. It's very similar to that. I think it's just black. All the droids here are black. So a great fight there against them. Then we get the lightsaber duel between Shima and Nawan. Both of them have that silver lightsaber. Great action scene. Shima, unfortunately, kind of it's not up to the task. It looks like Nawan kills him, strikes him down because it's Star Wars. Okay, again, we gotta get to Kara versus Nawan. But he cuts him down. He falls down. Kind of leaves in that in between if he alive or not. Then we get to it. So it's Kara Nawan, round 2. Here we go. And we don't have to go through the whole lightsaber fight. Again, great visuals, great fighting. They're pretty evenly matched, but he's trying to get again Kara to kind of give in and say, "Hey, you're better than this right now. This is too easy for me." But once she kind of learns to accept that it's not about a state of nothingness or blocking out all those emotions, you're fighting for those you love. You're fighting to save them, to keep them safe. what Margaret Juro had told her about don't let those emotions kind of control you. When she calms herself down and lets the force in, she kind of she becomes a Super Saiyan, is what I think. Her saber turns green. It's no longer that state of nothing and silver. Turns green, and then it's just, yeah, this is too easy for her. She's just Neo at this point. That's why it says Super Saiyan. She's controlling the fight. Now, once his lightsaber turns red, he's giving into that hate and anger because she's defeating him that easily. And then it looks like she cuts right through him. And he's like, he falls down, and you think, okay, he killed her. But at the same time, she's at that point that she doesn't want to kill. She wants to stop killing. That's one of the reasons it turns green. So same. So you're like, okay, is he dead or not? But then it kind of shows you that she turned the lightsaber off a millisecond before slicing through his stomach and then turn it back on. If she didn't cut through him, I don't know why he fell. At one point, it looked almost like a red force ghost of of Nawaam looking down at him. So he thinks that he's dead or in this kind of netherworld. So that was a bit confusing what really happened there. But basically, he's done for. The good guys won. Shima comes back, he's alive, though we find out a little bit later. So then the final kind of images are that new Jedi Order has been built. They're in this council chamber, basically. Everyone's there wearing their white robe with some red markings. Kara's in the center, her lightsaber is green. Force Ghost of Nawaam, of Margaret Juro is there sitting down in the council. So it's cool that even though he's a Force Ghost, he's part of this council with all the other Jedi that have been introduced. But then we get that both Shima and Nawaam are not dead. Nawaam is kind of in a prison, but Shima goes to him, lets him out, gives him a lightsaber, and is ready to train him again to actually be his master. And it cuts to black when the lightsaber turns on, so we don't know what color it is. But that's where we're at. Trying to, because that was Shima's kind of main thing, is trying to atone for turning this kid into what he become. So now he's trying to teach him as his actual master to be a better Jedi, a better Force user. So, all right, so that was it. Overall thoughts, overall season 1, I think it was pretty good. I'm not dying to go watch it again. I don't know if this is something I'm gonna go replay. If I want to watch a Star Wars, let me watch it. I'm not sure. It was pretty entertaining. Nothing to hate on it. If they announce a season 2, which I think you can go forward with this story now, I'll watch it. I'm not dying for it. I think it'll be great. I think a lot of people are gonna ask for it. I'm not sure if I like maybe the Ninth Jedi or just Visions in general to be just a one-off or 1 or 2 episodes like they did with season 3. That they did this one, a sequel to the Village Bride, and a sequel to Ronin. I don't know if it works better like that because you can go crazy for 25 minutes and then okay, that's done, or it's a whole season better. I don't know. I'm not sure where I fall yet. I do like the structure of we have one episode to go crazy what we think Star Wars can be and see how that works instead of doing a whole season. I think there were too many, I don't know if callbacks is the right word, but it felt too much like you probably heard me from last week to this week saying, oh, this is very similar to episode 1. This is very similar to the prequel trilogy. They did the same thing here. So even though we know Star Wars, yeah, it's poetry, it rhymes, a lot of the themes are there, and that's fine. But a lot of the choices are kind of taken straight from some of the other movies. So that's the only thing that I thought you can do a lot with this story, and you don't have to repeat those beats. But again, nothing to complain about. New Star Wars, I'll watch it. And I know a lot of people love this. Wouldn't surprise me if we get a season 2. I think before we get a season 2, we might get a Ronin version of a longer series, The Village Bride, or something else gets a shot. We might get those before season 2. We'll see. So, yeah, that is it for our chat on The Ninth Jedi, episodes 5 through 8, and the whole series in general. Again, pretty good series, very entertaining. I know a lot of people love this. Kara's a great character. I think that one has potential to be something else. We always talk about redemption in Star Wars, redemption not through death. What would the galaxy have thought of Darth Vader or Kylo Ren if they had survived? Well, Nawaam survived. You can figure that out here in animation within the Ninth Jedi. Might be an interesting way to go. Still talk about the rise of Ben Solo, right? D23, that interview with Filoni, says we're not making that movie yet, kind of with a forced hand. I don't know. I don't know where that goes. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. What do your thoughts on season 1 of Visions Presents the Ninth Jedi? Do you think we're getting more Visions or more Ninth Jedi, I should say? Or does it work better just as a one-off or maybe 2 episodes to tell that story, and then it's the beauty of Visions, we can just get new stuff every season, something different. All right, guys, that does it for our talk on Star Wars this week. If you know me, I love my House of the Dragons. It just ended with season 3, a great season. So episodes were a little bit better than others, kind of midway. Episode 5 and 6 were a little bit not the best to my liking. Some things didn't just kind of go stretched out. But the final 2 episodes were just great. So, all right, guys. Sorry, Oti couldn't make it today. Hope everything's well over there. We'll be back. I don't know when. Not sure it's next week. We already talked about all this stuff that happened in D23. So unless me and Oti want to chat about it, maybe we can. We'll see. But I'll let you guys know next time we'll be here. But if not, thank you for joining us today. Thank you. So we'll see you guys next time. Stay safe. Be safe. May the force be with you. End transmission.